Good afternoon, 1 p.m. East African time here in Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you for joining us on TV47 at 1 with I, Sheilar Chelangat, for the latest at this hour. Now we begin in Embu, where the Embu Law Courts is currently delivering judgment in the petition challenging the election of Leo Wamuthende as Member of Parliament for Mbeere North constituency. Now let's cross over live and listen in to what is happening at the moment.
.304 and 303 votes respectively on the number of valid votes obtained and cast. Scrutiny was not done for this station, and the inconsistency of one vote remains unexplained. At Kamugu Polling Station 2, Form 35A indicates the number of valid votes obtained as 449, which is where the tally for each candidate is indicated. Whereas in the section of polling station counts, at item 5, the total number of valid votes cast is indicated as 456. This is on the left side of the form 35. And the total rejected votes are indicated as 7. Shadrach and Nyaga and Jagib, the PO at this polling station, did not testify, and no further explanations were made regarding this inconsistency of 449 and 456 votes. On this latter inconsistency, it appears likely to the court that the 7 votes difference is attributable to the total rejected votes being carried to item 5 and added to the votes obtained. These unexplained inconsistencies in these votes, all these forms 35 that I've referred to, these unexplained inconsistencies, I should say, add up to 10 votes in forms 35. 35A, add up to 10 votes in forms 35A, a difference of 10 votes in forms 35A and 35B, so that the election result has a 10-vote difference, unknown as to whom those votes would benefit. The scrutiny.
Right, of course, more details on that in our subsequent bulletins. Now across the border, where day 4 of the 13th World Urban Forum in Baku focused on tackling the global housing crisis, with leaders urging a shift from dialogue to practical solutions. Kenya was highlighted among countries taking bold steps, having signed several memoranda of understanding in areas of urban planning and development. Now, officials noted that the forum's final declarations will be made tomorrow, setting the tone for future cooperation and implementation.
Good afternoon, all the way from Baku, where we are following the 13th World Urban Forum, where discussions on safe and resilient cities as well as housing continues to dominate, with clarion call on implementation of different declarations which have come out of different World Urban Forums, including the Nairobi chapter. But some of the key questions and challenges which remain is on housing and funding, and more so the question of land. But also our president, who was here, signed different MOUs with different leaders, including leaders from Azerbaijan on on urban planning, and also Kenya was hailed for great and bold steps which they've taken in regards to affordable housing and settlements across the world. Africa, President William Ruto says that we lead on affordable housing and more so financing through Kenyans. But earlier on, I heard a small interview with one of the great key leaders when it comes to urbanization and planning of cities. He is known as Mr. Reid Gasmov, the head of Baku General Directorate for Architecture and Urban Planning. And this is what he had to say. I know Kenya is one of the countries where WOF was held, and also your leaders were there. Also, our president was here the other day. And I'm wondering, among many MOUs and agreements, whether we have have something we are working towards realizing the housing dream?
Yes, there are. I think, as I know, there are some documents already signed between various institutions. I think this platform, the WOOF 13, the WOOF in general, World Urban Forum platform, is a great opportunity platform to develop the ideas and also to have direct contacts between the organizations. So I'm very thankful to the UN Habitat, which is working directly on this issue, and I know that this is the most important issue right now. And within the cooperation, within the collaboration, within the World Urban Forum, I think there will be the good results and good documents which will be again called into action in the recent months, and we can see the political support from the world leaders and the president of your country, as you mentioned, was here. And I think this attention to WOOF, which is the first time where the world leaders has also joined the World Urban Forum, it clearly shows that everyone acknowledges the problem, and a lot of documents will be signed, and moreover, they will not only be signed, they will not only be left on the paper, but they will be realized.
Lastly, I know very well Baku is one of the cities which is termed a smart city, and also transformation is so key in this city. What is the takeaway for our African countries and also Kenya?
I think the most important thing here is to be open to the problems to digitalization. I think that Kenya is also regionally, at least regionally, is one of the leaders in urban planning and also the digitalization as well. So I think the openness to the standard, to digital standards, is a key at this point. So I mean, for every country, it's the 21st century, you know that there is no any other way. And I think Kenya is one of the success stories and will become for the next many years one of the success stories for the region and probably for the entire world as well. You have a great potential, and I'm sure that this approach will show great results in your country as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
A fantastic job there, Liza, in Baku and back home. Amid efforts to recognize women's economic and social contributions, the East African Super Women Festival hosted a high-profile stakeholder workshop. Now, the event honored outstanding female leaders for their exemplary governance, led by Jane Kare Imbunya, Principal Secretary for Public Service and Human Capital Development. Attendees highly commended President William Ruto for actively empowering women with vital national leadership roles, reinforcing their crucial impact on regional development and community transformation.
Whatever you do, it does not matter if it does not have impact to the common mwananchi. It is that little thing that you do that directly impacts the mwananchi that counts. And those little things is what we keep doing to accomplish our goals.
We also want women to work. You know, we are mothers. We are mothers of girl child and boy child. So we also want, when women get these positions, to show that which they have been given these positions. And in the olden days, we used to say, you educate a woman, you educate a village. Can we turn around the poverty in the villages? So we find ourselves working twice or three times just to prove that we deserve being where we are. At the same time, finding a balance in life, because we are mothers, we are wives, we are sisters, we are daughters. So trying to create that balance at work between all these key players is not.
Now, away from that, proposed amendments to the Tobacco Control Act have ignited sharp debate on how best to regulate tobacco and nicotine products in Kenya. Speaking in Nairobi at a regional conference on tobacco harm reduction, Dr. Peter Harper, an UK-based cancer specialist, urged an evidence-based approach to distinguish between conventional combustible cigarettes and alternative smoke-free products. Harper, who has submitted interviews to Parliament, stressed that the scientific evidence shows the greatest health risks stem from the burning of tobacco and inhalation of smoke, not nicotine itself. Now, the discussions come as health experts from several African countries meet in Nairobi to review new research on smoking and explore strategies to protect public health.
Some of the gaps they are aiming to address is in relation to adolescents, youth, how it supports the age restrictions to tobacco products. It also wants to add a bit more on the nicotine products that have emerged over the years.
So it's trying to look at how the nations can control so many of the things that go wrong. And one of the major ones, of course, is smoking. And how can we persuade the young not to start smoking? And they always experiment, of course, the young. And so if they're going to experiment, we have to make sure that we keep them away from the cigarette and from combustion.
And the expansion of MSME-focused financial institutions is reshaping local economies by bringing tailored credit, trade financing and business support closer to entrepreneurs. Kingdom Bank is now deepening its presence within commercial hubs, a move expected to improve access to capital, strengthen small businesses and support employment growth across sectors powering Kenya's economy.
This is the engine of Nairobi's economy, industrial area, and a critical hub for our industrial growth. This is where the country produces, builds, distributes, and trades at scale. This branch brings opportunity closer for our customers. So we are here to offer you practical, tailored solutions for businesses that need to move goods, invest in equipment, and scale operations.
Away from that and into matters politics, President William Ruto has alleged that his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua is to blame for the death of gospel artist Rachel Wandeto, who died after an acid attack allegedly for tattooing the president's face and slogans on her body. Now, the president, who spoke in Mombasa County, said Gachagua's tribal and traitorous remarks led to Wandeto's death, warning him that he will pay for his actions.
Raila Odinga, tukasema tunatengeneza serikali ya broad-based, serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote, serikali ya kuondoa ubaguzi, serikali ya kuondoa ukabila, serikali ya kuondoa chuki, serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote na kuhakikisha hakuna sehemu ya Kenya, hakuna jamii ya Kenya itawachwa nyuma katika mipango ya maendeleo ya taifa letu la Kenya. Leo nasimama hapa kusema broad-based imetufanya tukawa na maafikiano na tukawa na suluhu ya mambo ya mashamba na suluhu ya matatizo mengine ya taifa letu la Kenya. And I proudly say we are committed to making sure that broad-based government delivers to the people of Kenya. That is the spirit of unity, the spirit of working together, ndio itatusaidia twende mbele kwa pamoja. Ya kwamba leo tunasimama mbele yenu kuwaambia ya kwamba tatizo la mambo ya ardhi ya pwani sasa tuko na jibu ya hiyo tatizo. We now have the land answer to the land question that has troubled this coast for years. Asanteni sana ndugu zangu, mnaweza keti chini. Sijui kama tunaelewana jameni. Waswahili wanasema mgala muue lakini haki yake mpe bwana. Moja, na kila kiongozi anapimwa sio kwa matusi, anapimwa sio kwa ukabila. Kila kiongozi anapimwa na ile kazi amefanya, na ile mpango akonayo, na ile track record akonayo, na ile maono akonayo. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Ni kweli ama si kweli? And I want to say, without fear of any contradiction, while I am here at the coast, for those of you who are visionless, the people who are agendaless, the people who have no vision for our nation, the people who have no plan for our nation, the people who have no agenda for our nation. You will not divide our nation using ethnicity. You will not divide our nation using hate. Hiyo mnafanya, the hate you are spewing. I want to tell you, one day, you will answer for the tribalism you are perpetuating in Kenya, for the hate you are perpetuating in Kenya. The life of Rachel Wandeto will not go unanswered. You who call others traitors, you mwenye mnawaita Wakenya wengine wasaliti, mpaka mama Rachel Wandeto ameuawa kwa sababu ya chuki yenu, kwa sababu ya ukabila yenu, kwa sababu ya profiling ambayo mmefanya Wakenya wengine eti ni wasaliti. Siku moja mutajibu, na Kenya hii hatuwezi kukubali, hatuwezi kuwaruhusu mutuuzie ukabila, mutuuzie chuki, mutuuzie blackmail. We are telling you, we will not allow you to blackmail anybody in Kenya. You will not blackmail our nation using ethnicity. You will not blackmail our nation using hate. You will not profile citizens as traitors because they don't believe in your tribal bigotry. We are going...
All right, now that takes us on a short commercial break. Do not go too far. Keep it TV47.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Ikikunyuma.
Oh my God. He left me.
Nitumie ni line. Uko nje kuna wifi.
Why? High five?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tamulini kero umeka kwa beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already.
We won't entertain divas. No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
My father used to tell me that a hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own.
As little as 1,450 Kenya shillings today.
(16:01 p.m. You are watching TV47 at 1, and thank you for staying with us. Now, stakeholders in the standardization sector have renewed calls for medical equipment calibration to enhance accuracy, reliability, and international traceability. Speaking during World Meteorological Day, Kenya Bureau of Standards Managing Director Esther Ngari emphasized establishing robust systems. Ngari noted that the government has invested in calibration machines at KEBS to strengthen regulatory enforcement, safeguard consumers, and successfully uphold global compliance standards.
Functioning medical metrology system.
We are talking about the issue of measurements and the critical aspect of measurements. So when measurements are bought from different areas, whether in China, whether in Kenya, or whether in Uganda, so they must be calibrated so that whatever that scale is measuring in Kenya, in Uganda, in the US, it must come to the same particular amount.
Product to be accepted by other jurisdictions, we must enforce and ensure standards. And these regulations are the ones that give us the measurements that is required.
Measurement is key. It is important to have traceability of measurements of whatever we do, so that, because it actually borders on safety. If you use an equipment which is not calibrated, for example, it means that you can get wrong diagnosis in the hospital, you can be treated wrongly, you can actually even get the wrong dosage.
And to Nakuru County, where the lakeside town of Naivasha is reeling from the scars of violent anti-government protests that left destruction, injuries and millions in losses. Businesses were reduced to ashes, residents displaced and livelihoods shuttered as chaos swept through the town during nationwide demonstrations over the rising cost of living and fuel prices. Our reporter Willie Dennis Njiru has the story of a once vibrant hub now counting the cost of unrest.
Monday, 18th May began with tension in Naivasha's CBD as nationwide protest over rising fuel prices kicked off. Shops shut, streets deserted as bustling town turned into a ghost town. Within hours, calm gave way to chaos, looting, running battles, injuries and arson engulfed part of the lakeside town as businesses came under attack.
Hakuna kitu hata moja iliweza kuwa ikiokolewa. Kuna gari ambazo zilichomeka. Familia zao, mababa zao hawana kwa kulauka kwenda kazi. We have to differentiate between democracy, terrorism and criminality. Lazima tuweze kutofautisha mambo mawili. Sikatai tuandamane. Yes, fuel prices they are high. We have to do demonstration. But my brothers and sisters, is this the kind of demonstration we have to do?
At Naivasha Sub-County Hospital, medics worked tirelessly as victims streamed in for treatment.
They didn't listen to me. They broke my hand. They broke my phone here, of which I have it at this moment. And they tried to loot it, but because of most people knows me, they decided that they won't loot that place.
Elsewhere, thick smoke filled the sky as fire consumed business premises. Firefighters struggled to contain the blaze amidst insecurity. Power Star Supermarket was hardest hit, suffering a second arson attack in less than an year.
Huwezi shiko ukuwa peaceful demonstrators. We must call a spade a spade. If you are arrested, ulishiko ukifanya nini? Kama ulishiko ukiharibu mali ya umma, mali ya mtu, yes, be accountable to the act that you did.
Regional wholesaler Kanini Enterprises also counted heavy losses after 4 delivery trucks were destroyed in the blaze. 3 suppliers who had arrived to make deliveries also lost their vehicles, including a trailer loaded with wheat flour.
Demonstrations are over, but the time for accountability starts today. It starts now. DCI na wizara zote za upelelezi na za serikali muweze kuingilia kati. Wale waliweza kuhusika kufanya vandalism ya kiasi kama hichi muweze kujua ni kina nani. Wale waliweza kusema maandamano ni Monday, wale walisema maandamano itakuwa, waweze kutuambia wataweza kulipa aje hasara kama hizi.
By day 2, enforcement team from the Nakuru County Fire Department managed to contain the inferno after hours of operation.
I condemn this kitu sana because as you can see right now tumesimama hapa Kanini haraka ya and vitu zenye zimechomeka ni vitu mingi sana. Inatuuma na hii sasa sio maandamano, hii ni ukora na hata tunapea askari wetu kongole sana, wamejaribu but...
In Kihoto Estate, residents already grappling with floods faced insecurity, forcing families to flee. Attempts to relocate were met with resistance and uncertainty. As protests were suspended, heavy rains swept across Naivasha, interpreted by some residents as symbolic cleansing after the destruction.
Baada hiyo maneno, Mungu amesaidia hata moshi itaisha. Hiyo moto itaisha juu ya mvua. Naona Mungu ametuletea mvua. Hata ile tia gazi ilikuwa imemwagwa huku na polisi. Tayari hiyo inajua itaondoka. Watu hawatalia machozi tena.
Now, with millions lost and livelihoods shattered, traders and residents are demanding government's protection for businesses and civilians during future demonstrations.
So ile kitu tunaweza ambia maaskari saa hii, mahali imefika, sisi tunataka mprotect hizi mabiashara.
For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Very unfortunate scenes there. Thank you, Willie. Now, away from that, business leaders from across East Africa have called for faster adoption of artificial intelligence to help organizations improve productivity, decision-making, and prepare for the future of work in a fast-changing digital economy. Speaking during a business leaders roundtable in Nairobi, senior executives from across East Africa discussed how artificial intelligence is transforming businesses and workplaces. The meeting brought together business leaders, technology experts, and government representatives to explore ways of adapting to AI-driven business transformation. Participants said artificial intelligence is already changing jobs, improving productivity, and helping organizations make better decisions through data.
African businesses must continuously build the capability of digital and AI in their organizations. They also must keep building the capability of their employees and the total organization from board to the bottom of the pyramid in an organization to make sure that these tools are used efficiently and in line with the regulations in a country.
I think the number one thing is training. Getting people to understand AI, where it is right now, where it's heading to, how to deploy it smartly, intelligently, and ensuring that that happens across the business, from the top to the bottom.
And in the world of sports, Nairobi is set to become the epicenter of African martial arts as Kenya prepares to host the 2026 UFAC Region East Karate Championship from May 28th to 31st at the Nyayo National Stadium Indoor Arena. More than 14 countries are expected to battle for regional glory in one of the biggest karate events ever staged in East Africa. Backed by home support and fresh from a strong second-place finish at last year's championship in Ethiopia, Team Kenya heads into the competition with confidence, determination, and hopes of dethroning regional rivals on home soil.
Tumejitayarisha better, tumekuwa na exposure, tumeattend several international championship, regional and continental championships, and our athletes have been supported better, and we have had adequate time also to prepare. So we are looking forward to a bigger haul of medals than the previous one.
I believe, as the captain has indicated, the preparations have been ongoing. At the beginning, they selected the best to the provisional team. And then the 50 that are left are the best of the best. And as the trajectory has indicated, we started last year. We are back, it's back home. So we are very ready to deliver. And without a doubt, the preparations, I think we are done. It's just the final touches, and then we are ready to hit the mat.
We have 50 players right now. That's including cadets and juniors. And the morale is high. The morale, and I can say, even as an athlete, mkiona game nyumbani, pressure pia iko juu kwa sababu we must perform being at home. We are grateful for the camp ambao tuko sahi kwa sababu hiyo ndio inatupatia going. Tukimaliza huu mwendo sasa wa training, it helps us to settle down. At least akili yako inakuwa focus na what the task that is ahead of us. Nimesema pressure iko juu kwa kila mtu, we can feel it being at home. So we are thankful for the camp.
All right, that concludes TV47 at 1 with Sheilar Chelangat. Of course, more updates in our subsequent bulletins. So thank you for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your viewership. Good afternoon.